Hey, it's Mike. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do another project on this 43, 45, 4600, 4700 series John Deere tractor that won't start. This is something I've suspected for a while. I think it's a thermistor. So it's my last straw to try and get this thing to reliably start. So I've got to take apart the fuse box, remove the fuse box. Apparently behind the fuse box is a tiny little resistor that has to be changed out. Not looking forward to it. I'm semi-prepared. I've got a headlamp, got a flashlight. It's cold, it's 50 degrees, it's raw, it's raining, it's dark in the barn, but we're gonna see what we can do. So first thing we're gonna do is disconnect the negative battery cable. Then we're gonna take those cowlings off the side of the fuse box. Then we're gonna try and loosen up the fuse box, hopefully slide it out enough to find out where this thermistor is. Supposedly it's behind the fuse box. I mean, why would you put something behind the fuse box? Is beyond me, especially a part like this that goes bad so often that it needs to be replaced. So I've got some solutions to maybe make that better next time, but first we have to get it out and actually find this thing. It would have been better to take this thermistor out back when I had a fuel tank removed for the fuel leaks I was chasing, but of course we didn't know we had this problem back then. We had mice eating fuel lines. So now we've got an entirely different problem we're trying to solve. The fuel lines are replaced, the tractor does in fact run. It just doesn't start when you turn the key. I'll explain that later. So let's go take this fuse box apart and see what happens. Stay tuned. I'm kind of taking the easy route here. Hopefully he's going to use these adjustable wrench to get these battery disconnected. Oh, it's not even on there that tight. Look at that, popped right off. All right, we love when that happens. All right, let's go back to the fuse box next. See if we're that lucky back there. All right, looks like this is a 13 millimeter here. This one is a stud. I know this one, yeah, this one's a stud. And the other one's a bolt on the other side. So no, this is the stud on this side. On the other side is the bolt. So again, 13 millimeters. Let's go on the other side. Don't ask me why. The other side was a 13. Driver's right. The loader side, the loader control side is a 10 millimeter. So I'm not sure why these are different. They just are. I just did this repair too. Just take this whole tank out of this thing, and I really wish I knew this thermistor was a problem on this particular tractor. Then I don't know if I need to get. Oh, wait, there's some more bolts, screws here or something. Hold on, what do we have here? Kind of my memory's gone. All right, we need a couple big Phillipses. That one's not even screwed in all the way there. All right, let me get a big Phillips. Stay here. All right, I got a big Phillips here. How come I never screwed this one back in, I think? Don't know the answer to that. So we probably would have lost that bolt screw anyway had we actually started this thing up. Got a little magnetic bowl today. I am just Mr. Organized today. Like I said, I've been putting off this project for a long time, and it's like 3 weeks ago since I was working on this tractor, at least, because I get involved in other things. Like today, I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning, and it's like 3 in the afternoon right now when I'm finally getting around to work on this thing today. So not ideal at all. All right, will this come out of here now? This is a post on this left side, so we just kind of pry it off there. And now we can see the blessed fuse box. Can you guys see that? Here's our fuse box. I don't think we need to remove these studs here. This might be what actually controls. This is a relay, I think, that controls the thermistor. So we've got two, I don't know what they are. I think they're 10 millimeters. Let me go grab an extension. All right, these are 10 millimeters in here too. This barn is so dark. I actually keep the tools outside because I can't even see what I'm doing in here. This place is so dark. But we're gonna lose this. We're gonna lose that. Let me put my hand underneath here to catch this thing. Just a little cap bolt right here. I think this is what holds the fuse box on. I'm not sure. I think it is. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna switch this. Well, actually, we could just do this by hand, I think. Not use the ratchet. So this is 10 millimeter right here. This little bolt or nut. Don't lose that. Let's go around the other side. I don't know if you guys can see in there or not, but it's kind of funny because they have that one was a whatever, and this is just a nut here. So they definitely switched this stuff up all the time here. I disconnected that negative cable because I don't want to, you know, arc something out or short something out here if I can help it. If this doesn't solve this starting issue, then I don't know what to tell you about that. Then I'm going to be at a loss of what to do next. But like I said, it doesn't make sense. The tractor works. It just doesn't work when you start it. If that makes any sense. We just lost that on the ground. Hold on. Thinking that was going to happen. Hold on. Somewhere underneath this tractor is a 10 millimeter nut that we just lost in a pile of debris and fuel and everything else. So that is completely not cool. Here, you guys want to see what I'm doing down here? Look at this. Just lost that nut down here somewhere. So let me know if you see it. Oh, there it is. All right, we found it. Perfect. Let's go back up top. I think this should probably move out now, I hope. Boy, they don't give you any slack at all. Look at that. Is it hung up on something? I mean, you can't move this thing out. Is it on that post on that side? Hold on. I had a headlamp on. All right, is that on that post? I hate to pull on these relays, but all right, so that's that right there. Boy, they do not want to give you any room to work in this thing. Let's see if it's better on your side. This is exactly what I was afraid of, is just being unable to physically move this thing enough to be able to do anything meaningful back here. I mean, how are you supposed to see? I mean, my gosh. Would it have killed them to make that wiring harness just a little bit longer? I mean, I can't see a thing here. Nothing like 25-year-old wires, huh? Do you guys even see a thermistor anywhere? I don't. I mean, how much room is there here? I mean, I don't want to pull that too hard, but I see nothing that looks like a thermistor anywhere underneath there. You guys see anything at all? Wow. What a mess, man. I don't see anything back here at all that looks like a thermistor anywhere. This is what I was afraid of with this. I mean, look at that. I don't see anything back there. I mean, it's a little tiny diode. I mean, I don't know. How much can we keep pulling on these 25-year-old wires? I don't even see where it is. There's a red wire that goes down on the other side. And of course the repair manual has nothing in here at all about where this thing is, how to get to it, or anything at all. I mean, there's a red jumper wire kind of laying down back here, and that's it. What's this here? This is either, what is that thing? It's either terminated or unplugged. What is that for? Wow, I don't see anything that resembles a thermistor in this tractor at all. Like nothing at all back there. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't even see it. I should show you guys what this part looks like. Wow, yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, is there anything I can do to make this thing have more ability to come out toward me, or try it from the other side? Let me try the other side. Wow, look at that. Kind of makes you want to have spaghetti for dinner tonight. I do not see a thermistor anywhere in here at all. And why is this one here disconnected? I was able to kind of lift it over that one post that screws onto the transmission over there to get a slight bit more of reach here, but I do not see. Hey, what's going on, man? All right, I'm back. Hey, listen, I'm thinking this thing may not have a thermistor. This is a 4700, and I think this relay here might be the problem. I don't know why I suspect that, but they said it was the K3 relay is what actually controls the fuel shutoff. But for some reason, I'm inclined to believe that this one here sets the amount of time that plunger stays back. So we're going to try and pull this out, but we're actually going to take apart a 4700 next and see if we can find a thermistor on that one, so stay tuned. All right, you know what, I just happen to have two of these tractors. This one is a 4600, so we're going to take apart this 4600 next, and then we're going to compare it to the 4700 and see if this one in fact has a thermistor on it or not. Alright, I'm supposed to do that battery too, so before I get too distracted, let me do that battery next, I guess. I don't know why this is taking so long to unscrew here. This is like the world's longest nut or something. What is going on here? This thing is spinning, but what does that mean? Do I have to put a wrench back there? Yeah, okay, so we got to get something on the back of that to hold this in place, because that's apparently just turning indefinitely. And you get a 13 millimeter. Apparently they don't have a 13 millimeter wrench. Let's see if the 14 works. Why is this a bolt with a head on the back of it? Whereas the other tractor, it's a stud. Why would they do that, do you think? Gosh, I'm telling you, these engineers, man, they really love to toy with people. They really, really do. Like, what's the chances we're not going to drop this thing and lose this part here? So look at that. That is a bolt. All right, let's go on the other side, and we're going to need probably a... All right, again, we got a big Phillips here. Why would they use plastic, do you think? I mean, plastic, I guess, was all the rage in the year 2000, right? Or 99, or whatever year this tractor was made. But why would you use plastic on something like this? I mean, a piece of equipment that gets used to actually do stuff. Why would you use plastic everywhere? Confounding, eh? What was I doing the other day? And I said I probably should have used the drill to do something. Something I was taking apart. I don't like how that all just moved. I don't like that noise it's making at all. Right there. That doesn't sound very good. Oh, it's a clip. Oh, and of course it broke. Wonderful. Isn't that special? So if you're doing that, look at all this crud in here. This is where the mice live, apparently. And this is part of my problem here. Well, that's good that that cracked. That's perfect. Gosh, I swear, man, these tractors. Why, as I was just saying, right? Wasn't I just saying, why would you use plastic on stuff like this? Apparently they do. Now, let me do that negative terminal while I'm thinking about it. Stay here. All right, I'm back. 10 millimeters here again. So I might have learned something here. I think that these tractors, although basically the same tractor, a couple years apart, it seems to me as though that 4700 doesn't have a thermistor. It might have a relay that controls all this stuff. So I may buy a bunch of relays from John Deere. I mean, I don't think an auto parts store is going to have these things. I don't know. Not too happy that plastic cracked, but I guess we can get some crazy glue on that and see if we can. And you think I would have learned my lesson when I lost the other one on the other tractor, right? About using a something underneath here. All right, 10 millimeter in here. God, I just can't believe these fuse boxes are that different. These two tractors. This is supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure I was looking at the same repair manual, and it said it was behind that K3 relay is where you're going to find the thermistor. So I really don't know. I guess we're about to find out. So all may be revealed here in a moment. So we will see what happens. We don't lose this nut. I can't believe that cracked. Well, I can believe it cracked, don't get me wrong. All these cowlings are destroyed on this tractor. All right, so let's see if we can wiggle this fuse box. Not having much luck here with this one either. Let me go on the other side. Let me see here. Again, if we pick it up over this stud. You guys see anything back there? Gosh, look at all this stuff going on there. What is that? Dust and dirt. Well, that does not look much better on this side here. And I do not see, can you guys see anything? I don't see a thermistor in here either. I see a lot more dirt in this one. This poor thing. I mean, you guys have any suggestions here? You see anything in there? Should I get a leaf blower and blow all that out? I'm gonna try that. Now there's that same red wire that's on the other one. Just kind of laying there too. My gosh. Is that it there? Is that the thermistor in here? No, just, gosh. All right, I'm gonna get a leaf blower and blow that out. All right, can we see any better now? I did not see anything that resembles all that dirt in there. So all you guys that say you've done this repair, where in the world is this thermistor at? Is it right there? Is that it right there? So how are you supposed to get to those wires? I think that's it. What does it do? Plug in? I think I see it. But how in the world do you physically get to it? Here it is. I see it. And there it is. That's the thermistor right there. But I can't tell. I can't tell how in the world you physically get to it. Is it just plugged into a little boot? Oh, that dirt. Gosh, oops. Sorry about that. Is it plugged into that thing right there? This is why we disconnected the battery, so I don't get zapped while I'm doing this. But that looks like that's it. But what do? Get a pair of pliers and pull on that? Let's go look at the other tractor. Now we're back at the 4700. And I do not see I do see a hell of a lot of corrosion here on this one. You know, the other one had this same wire that was hanging down too, but I blew it with the thing, it kind of disappeared. And look at all that corrosion in there. That does not look good. And that corrosion happened because, like I said, I started this repair a long time ago and wasn't able to get to it. And where this tractor died in the barn is where it has sat. Of course, right underneath a leak. So that's what happened with that. So blow that out with the leaf blower. Let's do that. Hold on, stay here. That did as much as it did on the other one for me and my ability to see anything that's going on here. I do not like all that corrosion that's coming out of these relays, but I am not seeing a thermistor on this tractor. At all. The other one, I can actually see it, I admit. This one here, I cannot see anything. I do see an awful lot of corrosion. Gosh, my plan was to get some longer wires and run that thermistor out more, but I don't see that happening. Let's go back over there. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I can barely see it. But it seems like there's a little rubber boot that this thermistor is plugged into right here. God, I do not like playing around with these wires at all. But supposedly, it looks like it's just plugged in right there. But without being able to know how to get that out of there, or how much slack I have, like, can you get it from underneath there? Not really. You can't get it from that side. I mean, yeah, I can get a pair of pliers and try and pull that rubber boot out toward me and see if it has any slack. It's a bad idea, but I think we're going to do it. Let me get some pliers. Back. Is this a bad idea to reach in there with these pliers and see if we can even find out? Man, oh man, who made these tractors? Who did this to us? Who's the engineer? Is there a John Deere guy out there watching this right now? Can give me some insight as to why in the world you did this to us. Why would you do this to us? I think there's a rubber boot this is sort of plugged into, but of course I cannot see it. Or grab onto it or anything for that matter. It seems like it might be plugged into a little tiny boot here, but I'm not sure. It's the white wire is in the way. It's not the one I want. I want to see if we can get this little beige thermistor to move toward me a little bit. Like, this is it here, but I, for the life of me, cannot tell and if I pull it out of there and it comes out of this little, we'll say, socket that it's in, I don't think that's good, because I can't really see. I would love to be able to get this out of there and see if it's possible to extend these wires at all. Gosh, I mean, look at that. Push it down, pull it forward. I mean, why would they do this? I mean, that's definitely it. I just don't know how in the heck I had some more slack. Like 2 more inches of wire, John Deere, is all we needed here. Like, what do you think this thing does? Is it on wires? Can I move these wires? That doesn't seem like it's making it any better right there, what I just did from underneath here. Now it's even harder to see. That's even worse. That made it worse. Wow. This is a challenge right here. Let me tell you that. That is a challenge and a half right there. But I think it is plugged into a little boot here. But, I mean, can I get it to come out below the fuse box? Gosh, my plan of that
I think it's stuck in a little boot.
I can't get to them. We got a different pair of pliers.
See if I can get this relay out here. That might give me some more room to get in there, I think. But it won't come out, of course, because it's been in there for 26 years. So, of course, it doesn't really want to come out. Come on. You know you want to come out of there, don't you? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Let's see here, just so we know. It's in upside down, if that helps. Anybody remember anything? You get a pair. Put a screwdriver on that and pry it out. Is that okay? This too is probably a bad idea, I'm sure. I'm assuming these things only plug in one way, right? Yes. Like I said, this is why we unplugged the negative terminal on the battery, so we could do stupid stuff like this. Somebody's gonna get cut on his knife. I can see that happening. All right. So remember that. That was upside down, okay? Remember that. Now, is this gonna give me the ability to get some more slack here? Let's go on the other side and see if that worked. Let's come over here. Can we see any better what we were doing here? I mean, it does seem to me as though I might be able to pull this out from the bottom, I think. But then I still can't really see what I'm doing with it at all, because I can't see the bottom at all. But it does seem as though gosh, if only I could see what I was doing, huh? That's just pushing it somewhere I can't even see it at all now. Just making it worse. I feel like I should turn you guys off here because it's pretty boring. See if I can figure this out. All right, I'm back. I got good news and bad news. The good news is I can actually see the thermistor. Bad news is I can't really get to these wires. Oh, I just completely, look at that, there it is. Now, I'm assuming I broke it, but that's the thermistor. So what I've got to do, I think, is cut that wire. There's a zip tie holding this wire harness together. So I'm going to try and clip this and not clip anything important. This does look like somebody else already messed with this, doesn't it? Sure does to me. So we're going to cut this cable tie holder, I hope. Nothing else. If I can get in here. God, I wish I could see what I was doing here. Try and cut this thing off. The zip tie. Again, I can't see what I'm doing here. Let's see. Clearly this would be bad if this doesn't cut what I want it to cut. Alright, so that's that thing there. These are my two little wires, which do not seem to be very long. So, now what do you think? Yeah, someone else did this already, man. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? Someone else has already beat me to this repair on this tractor. So we got to figure out a way to get this stuff here off of this. I'm not sure what the best way to do that is. Can I score it with a knife? I mean, I've got some heat shrink to put on there. I just want to see what I'm dealing with here. So you guys might get bored watching this one too. I mean, I could clip it way back there, but I don't really want to lose that length at all on this thing. So I wish I could have a way to hold this thing up. I can actually work in these wires here. Yeah, but I think someone else beat me to this. I think a nice pair of scissors or something. Go in here and just keep trimming away this jacket. What is that there? That's a, yeah, like look at that there. Can we just keep shaving this off? If this thing could be suspended by something, that'd be really swell. Let me get something to hold that up. Stay here. Got my assistant at the rock holding this harness up. So we're gonna just keep shaving away on this thing. See exactly what's in here. But someone else clearly has beaten me to this repair on this tractor. But we'll heat shrink this thing, and I'm going to extend these out, assuming I can get this off of here. So I don't know if you guys are bored again or what. What is that? That's all just rubber. So now clearly if this doesn't fix this tractor, then I don't know what to tell you. Then I'm not sure what to tell you. Look at that, it's kind of like a, oh, it is just a quick connector there. Look at that. Let's get all that off of there. Because we are gonna, well, that just slides right off. Look at that. So we just keep cutting this. Eventually, get this little jacket off of here, and we'll see what the heck we're dealing with. You know as well as I do, somebody's gonna start bleeding any minute, right? And that's gonna be me, of course, because there's no one else here. Yeah, look at that. It's just a little tiny jacket on there. Anyway, so hey, I've learned a lot doing this repair. Whether or not this is going to work, I really don't know, to be honest with you. Oops, we just lost my rock here. Thanks. Get it back. There it was. Kind of do need that to hold it. I've learned a lot doing this repair, I'll tell you that. I mean, whether or not this fixes this tractor, I really don't know. I mean, I hope it does, obviously. I'm kind of out of options. So look at that, it's just a little, yeah. Why are there two? I bet you that's the old one before someone else messed with this. So someone else, I think, has already done this repair on this tractor. Sure looks that way to me. But we're going to just take our time here and hopefully trying to do these repairs with a lot more patience than I used to. I'm not too happy that plastic broke on that cowling, but I mean, this stuff's 26 years old, right? What do you think is going to happen to it? Of course, it's going to crack. So probably using plastic in the first place wasn't a great idea. But I don't think that other tractor, the 4700, has this same setup as this 4600 does. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to look around for some relays for that thing, and maybe we'll try and clean the ones that are on there first and see what happens, I think. All right, so again, look at that. Somebody just crimped them in there, I think. So how should we proceed? How do we clean these connectors? How do we clean those up? We don't need these things here, but they're there. I don't know. All right, let's take a look here and see what we're going to do. Now, is it a bad idea to use this wire? Should we strip this down? Should we get rid of this? We don't really need these things, but I also don't know. How can you uncrimp those? Is there a way to uncrimp these things? No, I'm just talking out loud here, sorry. Just trying to figure this out. I could do this, cut it like that. Would that work? That sort of worked. Let's see about that. I do think it's a good thing I disconnected that battery, don't you? I would say. Probably a very wise thing that I did. Probably one of the smarter things I've done recently on a project like this. I mean, that was probably good, right? See if we can get rid of this here. We don't need this part here. We don't need that little electrode there. See if we can do the same thing on this side here. Oh, yeah, a rock came in handy, huh? All right, so that's that. So let's go strip some wires. So I'm back. You think this is a bad idea or a good idea? And should I strip these wires a little bit more, you think? Or is that enough of a connection there? I think I need to strip a little bit off of each of these to get something fresh. Stay here. I have a bunch of bad ideas here apparently. Can't really get that jacket off of there because of that other that's left behind. But I don't really want to lose that little bit of wire right there, just because there's not much wire to work with here. So let's not cut that other one by accident. Listen, I'm not an electrician, I'm not a mechanic, I am nothing of the sort. I'm just a guy trying to fix a broken tractor. So, is this working? I really don't know. I can't see anything again. did, but I don't know. All right, well, I'm gonna go get a cigarette lighter and see if we can melt that. Put this through here, like so, right? Put this white one through here, like so, and sure hope that that works, right? So I gotta somehow heat that and not melt anything else. Hold on, let's stay here. All right, so I'm thinking I'm only gonna get one chance at this. And the plan is gonna be to, let's make sure everything's lined up perfectly here, which I think it is. I'm only gonna go one chance at this. I'm trying not to melt. Gosh, I really don't want to do this, but I think we're gonna do it anyway. I think my lighter's dying. Did that work? Didn't really melt the solder in there, did it? Is this how you're supposed to do this with lighters? Usually I've used a heat gun, but I have no power up here. And what do you think? Did that work? I don't know if that worked. Let's do this little part here again. Well, I don't know about that. Did that work or not work? I don't know. Keep knocking over this relay, and I could have swore I brought, no, I did bring another one over. All right, here we go. Did that work? Gosh, man, I don't know. What do you think? Did that work? Listen, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know what I'm doing. I did happen to have some black and white wires I was able to steal from something else that are about the same gauge as what I had. So that was a positive. That one's still warm. All right, so let's see, is that gonna, that's about right there as well. Let's see. Like I say, I'm only gonna get one chance at this. So let's get my little stone here again. I can do this. The stone is so I don't melt anything else, obviously. Do I need the stone? Probably not. I'm gonna burn myself here. I can see it coming. Just heat shrink that there so it doesn't move on me. Same with down here. Gosh, I don't know if I can get a heat gun up here or not. I have no power in this barn. Another one of my problems. I'd much rather be using a heat gun, but I have no power in this barn, so I can't. It melted a little bit there. Cool. All right, I don't know. What do you think? Did that work? I don't honestly know. All right, so next we're going to get that thermistor, which again I can just do what I did there with the thermistor on here. I have some thinner ones, which may work. All right, let's strip these ends here, I guess. We'll stuff that thermistor in there. And I guess we'll just solder that one in there too, right? Just whatever. All right, let me go get the thermistor. Incidentally, that's the part that we're going through all this trouble for. So let's get it out of the bag and see what happens. I was afraid that was going to happen. This tubing here is too, whatever the word is, so I'm going to cut that there. See if that gives me enough reach to get this thing in there. I mean, it does. You know, I think we're going to have to do is push this more that way, but I still want to get some of that solder in there. We're going to stick this thermistor right in the center. I guess we're going to have to do both sides at once here, by the looks of it, because once we start heating that up, gosh, I wish I had a heat gun up here. I really do wish I had a heat gun up here. Now, hopefully there's no, like, this has to be on certain, you know, negatives or whatever, positive, negative, or whatever wire, because that's not going to happen, clearly. Of course, we just pull that out of there. Not ideal, I guess, but it's going to have to work. All right, so I guess we're just going to heat that up and see what happens here. Wish me luck. I think my lighter is not working here. That's all the way up. Yeah, we can't have that moving on me now, folks. Now is not the time for this thing to start moving on me. Because once we do this, it's pretty much going to be it. Right? I mean, you can stop moving around there, bud, if you wanted. If you want to be nice to me today, you would stop moving around. Gosh, I need a heat gun. Is this working out? I really don't know. What's with this lighter? It's full of fuel. So I've just crimped this, you think? That's still kind of loose there. Well, that's not good. I'll heat shrink the whole thing together if I have to. I mean, do you think that's going to work? What do you think? Better or worse? I honestly don't know. The only way to really know is to put this tractor back together and see if this works, right? I guess so. I mean, it's in there. Is it making enough contact with that? I really don't know. I guess the only way to find out is put it back together and see what happens, right? Let's do that. All right, so there's our thermistor extended from the fuse box. I don't know if that's going to work or not. We won't know until we start it up. Which we are hopefully going to be doing here in a few minutes. So, just put these bolts back on these fuse box studs here. And know how you're supposed to get your little fingers in there. I really don't know what these engineers are thinking. I really just don't understand this stuff. I mean, you don't want to thread it on like that, right? Not really. Seems like a good way to cross thread something. I guess we gotta just put that relay in. I'll probably put the rest of this fuse box cowling together later. So let's just put this, let's tighten this up. Let's hope we didn't disconnect anything in the back of this 26-year-old mouse-ridden fuse box. This relay, if you recall, was upside down, which I don't know why that is. So let's pop that back in there. So, as far as I can tell, this might work. So we're gonna hook up the battery next, move a bunch of tools. So we're gonna move a bunch of tools first, probably over to the other broken tractor. Move all my supplies here out of the way. Well, these will stay here because they're from this tractor. Why there's two, and there should be two on that side, hopefully. But again, I really don't know if that other tractor has a thermistor or not, to be honest with you, because I cannot find it. I'm gonna have to call John Deere and see if anybody there has any idea for me. But it almost seems to me like it does not have a thermistor. Let's connect that battery. Let's tighten that up with something. We had a 14mm before. Bear with me here as I try and find my tools. Sorry, I lost my adjustable wrench here. All right, I'm back. I found it. All right, so this is going to be either starting, blow up, or what? I really don't know here. I don't honestly know what's going to happen right now. I'm going to show you the video I did of making a battery hold down for this tractor, because apparently it didn't have one, and I wasn't aware of that. Well, I'll tell you, you know, buying used equipment, you can save money, but clearly there are some issues associated with that at times. All right. Okay, it's the moment of truth here. Let's get some keys, and we'll see what happens. Look at that, the tractor works. Maybe it was a thermistor after all. All right, let's get out of this barn, talk him over from the diesel fuel. Hey, it's Mike. I don't know if you can hear that noise or not. Over in the barn, the tractor is actually working. So it might have been that thermistor. Boy, that was no fun. I don't know if you guys are gonna watch this whole video or what, but that wasn't any fun. And this is not what I do, man. This is not something I know how to do. It's not something I've ever done before, but it may have actually worked. So the other tractor, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to order some relays, some John Deere. I'll remove those relays, clean them all, put them back in, or test them or something. So that one's still broken, but this other one may actually work now. We'll see. I don't know. All right, as always, hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and I hope this video helps someone out down the road who has a similar problem with these John Deere tractors and a Yanmar motor that cranks and doesn't start, because I've been battling this problem for like 6 years. And in the beginning, changing those fuel shutoff solenoids worked fine, or taking them out, cleaning that black goo out of them, that worked. But it just got to the point where that no longer worked at all. And I had to disassemble this whole fuse box and replace that thermistor. So it was only 10 bucks for the part, but I've got today, I don't know what time it is.
I probably got 2 hours into this today, I think, at least. You can't work behind that fuse box. There's no room. There's no wires aren't long enough. I made them about 8 inches longer, so at least you can see the thermistor now. And hopefully that heat shrink I used at the Bic lighter worked. I don't know. All right, thanks for watching. I'm gonna let that tractor warm up for a bit and maybe put the hood back together. I need to get a new grill someday, but I've been putting that off. All right, thanks for watching.